Good morning. Oh my goodness, good morning. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Good morning. Oh, I feel like that's a Annie song or something from the musical. Come here, Astra. Astra, are you gonna come up here? Are you being silly this morning? Are you being silly? She's been very silly this morning. Well, good morning. How is everybody doing? We'll just wait for some more people to join us just in case. I want to give everybody a chance to say good morning. Hello. Astra. Yes, I know. It's morning. Come here. You gonna join us? She's so funny, the expression she gives me. Okay, I think I'm just gonna start with Celtic Devotional before I start in on the cards. Because it's my favorite book and I would read out of this every single day. I would never get tired of it. I think my first 3 years of daily devotionals was just out of this book, or at least the first 2 years. As the day falls to darkness, I'm reading an evening one because I like the evening ones too. And I don't do an evening devotional, so yay. Good morning, Kat. As day falls into darkness, I ask my soul seat teacher to help me recognize what is finished, not to manipulate the powers of life and death, but to keep alive what is already worn out this day. May all the outworn things I have harbored find their true rest and eternal home. Lady of Assemblies, chieftain of the tribes, I am gathered to your sacred meeting in this winter evening to hear the counsel of your peace. May this glad gathering give me the strength to follow your counsel, to track your mystery with obedience. I ask a blessing upon all women who no longer menstruate. May the wise grandmothers, the holy ones of all ages, bestow upon them the serenity and fulfillment of their wisdom. Lady of animals, Lord of beasts, your creatures harbor no bitterness in them. Protect and relieve from all pain all creatures who are trapped or imprisoned in this time. May human animals learn respect for all their animal kindred. I give thanks to the powers of the metals that have been my breastplate this day. May we respect the bounty of the earth. May we not mar her fair face with the pollution and devastation. Teacher of tribes, you know the needs of my own family. May your trust and love fill the hearts of all whom I love. Grandfather of day's end, grandmother of deep darkness, into your deep hill I am gathered for my winter's sleep. Yay. Okay. Hokey pokey. Astra, are you ready? Are you gonna come up here? She keeps walking away and coming back like she wants to sit in my lap, but then she hasn't actually decided she's gonna sit in my lap. Probably when I get started. Okay, I'm gonna start with the Animal Spirit book today. Oh, I should use my card. I have to remember I have a cue card now. Today is Tuesday, November 28th at 6:22 in the morning. My name is Red Moon Eagle, and this is Daily Devotional. We are in the tide of preparation wheel cycle from the fall equinox to the winter solstice. I encourage you to hit the subscribe and the bell icon so that you can be notified when I go live for daily devotions. And today's card, animal card, is the camel. Yay! The camel. Resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything, as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. Even in the face of excessive heat, judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance. and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle in the eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality, and to bring into balance, a pilgrimage. I love that. Good morning, Elizabeth. Okay, resourceful, independent, knows oneself. Camel can handle absolutely anything and brings a wealth of nourishment. Handle challenges with ease. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance and being responsible for one's own reactions. I love that. Camel. Camel's our animal of the day. Okay, what is the card? Today I pulled from the Kuan Yin deck. Let's see. Sisters of the Spring Swallow. Good fortune granted. It's a beautiful card. Love the artwork in this. Isn't that beautiful? It is time for new light and new life to flourish. Springtime is upon you now. This is a sign of hope, new life, and a fresh start. What has been cut back is now going to spring forth and into life. As you move into the springtime of your soul, there shall be much joy, energy, and life return to you. The appearance of the swallow in China is often referred to in poetry as a sign of imminent spring, a time of growth, abundance, and life, especially beloved after a long, hard winter. Whatever appears to have been dwindling or not going anywhere is about to get an injection of life force, recovery, a boost of flurry of unexpected sudden activity, or a surge of new life force are all signs of the soul moving into springtime. This is a miraculous but not unexplicable. It is natural. It is the life force of your soul growth. Don't try to prolong something that needs to end. Don't become impatient with what is now beginning. Simply enjoy what is. You have worked hard to get where you are. Just enjoy it for a while. In time, you shall see the next steps to take and even understand more of why things have unfolded in the way they have. For now, trust yourself and enjoy opening up that happening for you. Oh, this one's good. Mother Earth, in her wisdom and generosity, blesses me with abundance. In gratitude, I offer this gift of my love. Thank you for all that you give me so freely. You are the Divine Mother, encouraging life and supporting divine destinies. This is pretty cool. I really like this combo. So we've got Camel, which is you can handle anything, resourceful, independent, knows the self, represents ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, responsible for one's own actions. And then the Spring Swallow, which is new light, nourishment, flourishing. What has been come back is going to spring forward. The springtime of your soul, joy, energy, life returning, letting go of things and understanding why things have unfolded the way they have. Oh, I love that. So I think probably one of the things that these cards bring up is really I think it's the combination between being responsible for yourself and also I'm trying to figure out how to say it. So being responsible for yourself and the life cycle of the soul, the soul's growth through dark times and light times, and the connection that needs to happen within yourself for that growth, for that new beginning to happen. So what really kind of comes to mind is actually a session I had with somebody many, many years ago. And this client, this is a long time ago. This is when I was still living in the South. And she was an older lady, and she was dating this guy who was a little bit younger than her. It wasn't that big of an age gap, but he had a history of domestic violence. And she really, really didn't want to face that this guy was really not good for her. And she was one of those self-reliant, independent women who had this amazing, she had a real estate business. She was literally a millionaire. I mean, she was literally a millionaire. And the guy she was dating was this manipulative, narcissistic, awful human being. He was just awful. In the sense that he was very good at using people, right? Like, he was probably a perfectly fine human, but in the case for her, it was not a good fit. And she, very much self-reliant, knew herself really well, except when it came to relationships. And she had met somebody while she was dating this guy, and this new person that she had met was also self-reliant, also amazing, very emotionally stable, had never been married, never had kids, mostly had just was a workaholic for years and years and years, and retired, and she met him at some kind of social of some kind. And he was really very much like spiritually aligned with her and energetically aligned with her, but she had this other guy, right, that she was dating. And she was really going through like the struggle bus of guilt and shame with this manipulator, right? Like, she felt like she had to stay with him because she'd been dating him. Not because she wanted to date him, but because she had to. And we talked about the transformation of growth, right? Like, she was very spiritual. She was very like aligned with the idea that she had purpose and goal, and her kids were grown up, and you know, like, she had this amazing light to her. And she'd been struggling with depression since she had dated this guy. Again, narcissistic. He was really not a good fit for her. And this new guy had come into her life, and she told me, she said, I feel like it's the spring of my life with this new guy. And I thought, that's a wonderful way of saying that. And as soon as I read that in the book, her image flashed in front of my face. And I thought, oh, I'm going to talk about her. And wonderful woman. She and I talked for probably about an hour, and then she went on about her business, and I went on about my business, and then probably about a year later, she called me up completely out of nowhere. And she and I chatted, and when she decided to enjoy the spring of her life, it was a huge transformation for her. And unfortunately, kind of the downside to that story is that the narcissistic, very selfish person that she had been dating, that she hadn't really seen the true dark side of him until she broke up with him. He stalked her. She had to get a restraining order. It was really awful. It was her first experience with any of that. She'd never encountered that before. And this new guy that had come into her life, he was so supportive. He was so grounded. He didn't get in the middle of it, but he did, like, if she asked a question, he gave suggestions. And the cool part about this guy, the springtime guy, is what I like to call him. It's the springtime guy for her. He was really into art and painting, and it was like his secret obsession. I guess whatever he had done was something like very apparently masculine, right? Like, I mean, like what people think of from the 1950s as the dude, right? He did something that was considered very like masculine, but he was also well off. Again, never had family, so his secret hobby was like art and painting, and he did things like he painted these tiny little eggs on the inside. He did these like little beautiful painted dioramas inside eggs. He just did this tiny little delicate thing that was absolutely gorgeous, that you would never have known that from his outward appearance. And she got to really enjoy this man who had this amazing, creative, sensitive side, and somebody totally different than what she had ever dated before. And they got married right after I talked to her the second time. And then a couple years go by, and she calls me up, and they were moving to, I don't remember if it was like Monaco or Greece or somewhere like that. Like she had sold her real estate business, and they were going to go into retirement together. The springtime of her life, this amazing man that brought this springtime into her life. And she called me up. She says, we're moving, and I just wanted to call you and say thank you because you encouraged me to follow the change in my life that brings this beauty and this connection and this the joy in the later part of her life, that when she had dated this other guy, that in some ways he was handsome, he was what men are, you know, like this idea, this perception. And he had gotten her all twisted up with her own intuition. She didn't trust her own intuition to know that he was not good for her, even though her intuition was screaming at her that he was bad for her and she wasn't happy and she was depressed and all this other stuff. And this icky guy that she had been dating was making her doubt her self-reliance, where the camel card comes in, right? Like camel is self-reliance and fortitude and being able to take something and transmute it into something else. And she was amazing at that naturally, and he made her doubt that. And so she had this new man come into her life, and he reinforced this, but she was all kind of twisted up from this other guy. And she thanked me. It was really a beautiful phone call. They got married on an island somewhere, or no, they had been married and they had gone there, and they were planning on renewing their vows with all of her kids, and it was just this beautiful thing. She was so happy. I never heard from her again. I'm assuming that she had this most magnificent golden age of her life. But as soon as I pulled these cards, I thought of her. I haven't thought of her in ages. So today's card is Sisters of the Spring Swallow, good fortune granted. And that card is very much, springtime is upon you. It's a sign of hope, new life, and fresh starts. What has been cut back is now going to spring forth. As you move into the springtime of your soul, there should be much joy, energy, and life returning to you. Don't prolong something that needs to end. Don't become impatient with what is now beginning. Simply enjoy what it is. In time, you shall see the next steps to take, even understand more of why things have unfolded the way they have. For now, trust yourself and enjoy the opening of what has been happening to you in your life. And the camel is resourcefulness, independent, know oneself. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, being responsible for one's own reactions. Camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway places. Love that. So these are the cards for today. The swallow, new beginnings. The camel, resourcefulness. Transmutation, bringing light into darkness. I think the other thing with this one, Sisters of the Spring Swallow, I think the other thing that caught me the second time reading it was, in time you shall see the next steps to take and understand more of why things have unfolded the way they have. I think sometimes when you're down or depressed, I have totally walked this journey, and I'm sure some of you have, where there's this questioning sometimes of why things happen the way they happen, and getting stuck in the whirlpool of not being able to make decisions because what if? The brain squirrels, they go crazy. And I think this is a really good card to remind you, breathe, trust. Trust the universe is going to bring you exactly what you need, exactly at the right time, because it will. If you're participating, if you are an active participant in your life, it will all be something that as it comes at you maybe not in the moment, but at least closely into the moment, you can see, that's what that's for. That's what that's for. And it's not a, holy shit, life's happening at me, what the hell am I going to do? So my name is Red Moon Eagle. This is Daily Devotional. And it is Tuesday, November 28th. I hope you all have a beautiful day. I will see you tomorrow in prayer with Daily Devotional. And leave me comments, say hi, talk to each other, talk to me. I do have a few minutes. I am going to start trying to do this at the end. Does anybody have any questions about today's reading or just questions in general? Oh, I like the little hearts. Thank you. I think there's a delay. Anybody have any questions before I log off? Anybody have any wonderful comments? Any reflections from today's daily devotional? Okay. Well, then I'm gonna log off, but I put it on my card here, so I remember every day I'm gonna ask that question at the end. Thank you, Elizabeth. To give people the opportunity if they wanted to add reflections or have additional questions. So have a beautiful day. I love you all. Those that have joined me today, thank you. And those that join me later, have a beautiful day. Have a blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow in prayer. Blessed be.